Hello, good morning. Welcome to episode 8 of Yarning with Mimi. I am Sherry Ann. I'm coming to you from South Texas. I'm also known as Mimi, hence the name Yarning with Mimi. That is what my grandchildren call me. It is really pretty muggy outside today, as it always is, but inside with the air conditioner, it feels pretty good. I'd like to thank returning viewers. Thank you for your subscriptions and thumbs up. And I really enjoy reading the comments. Still trying to build my audience. So if you have friends that you can share the videos with, please do so. Welcome to new viewers. If you've just happened to come across the podcast, I hope you like what you see. Please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm thinking today is going to be a pretty short episode. I don't think I have a whole lot to show you, but let me just let you know where you can find me. You can find me on Instagram as sawood62. I do have a Facebook group. It is Yarning with Mimi, and if you should wish to shoot me an email, I am on Gmail as yarningwithmimi@gmail.com. This is the part of the podcast that I like to give you an update on Mimi's Kind Knits. Mimi's Kind Knits is my little nonprofit company that I formed. It is registered with the state of Texas. I do a lot of charity knitting and charity crocheting, and pretty much everything gets donated to various entities. Right now, on my last episode, I did let you know I finished one project, the 100 hats for my brother in Canada for his Samaritan's Purse project that he's working on for the holidays. But I'm also now currently working on still more hats. I have been in contact with the Director of Counseling Services with our local school district, and they are wanting hats as well. So far I have 22 hats made for that cause. What's really nice about this project is I can make girly hats and I can make boy hats, whereas with the project for my brother it had to be pretty gender neutral, and it gets a little boring after a while just using the same colors over and over. But with this project I have a lot of options with yarn colors. I've also made some preemie blankets this past couple of weeks. I do donate to the local newborn intensive care. So here is one little preemie blanket. This is for a little boy. And I have made another one. This is for a little girl. And you can see the cute little eyelet edging along the edge of the blanket. This is just a regular garter stitch. It is a corner-to-corner blanket. And I am using weight 3 yarn with a size 5 millimeter needle. And I make them to about 16 inches square. So they're really nice and cute and small for your preemies, your micro preemies. Usually your store-bought blankets are really kind of too big and they swallow up the little preemie babies. And as always, I have hats on the needles. I have a few hats on the go, and I do have another preemie blanket on the needles as well. Okay, let's jump right into FOs, finished objects. I do have a few. They're just random objects. I've come across some patterns that I like to try, and so I work on them. I don't know if you have hopped over to Ella's podcast, No Catchy Name. She makes a lot of amigurumis and shows them off, and boy, are they ever cute. So she did show one, and I thought I'd like to try that. So here is my amigurumi for this podcast. This is a Frankenstein ragdoll, and he is really so cute, really cute for the holidays, for not Thanksgiving, I'm sorry, for Halloween. And so he was super easy to make. He is made with worsted weight yarn, and I use Hobby Lobby's I Love This yarn. Everything about him is crocheted. His little eyes are crocheted and sewn on. And I love his hair, the way it has the jagged effect. But that's just a different way of doing some double and treble crochets in rows below the current row that you're working on. I am working on a project for a friend. She has a daughter who is in basketball. The team is called Bobcats. So she's asked me to make some hats for the girls' team. So the colors are black, white, and yellow. And this is what the hats are looking like. For the girls, I will be putting pom-poms on these hats to make them a little more girly. I have 5 already done, so I need to get the other 5 done. Hopefully this weekend I can get those finished. Another little project. Oh, you know what? Let me go back to Frankie. That was a free pattern. Actually, I think you can get it on Ravelry as a PDF, but it is $2. But if you go to the blog, Maria's Blue Crayon blog, she has it there for free. And here's another little project I came across, a bath poof. I think I might have made one in previous episodes, but my daughter asked for a bath poof. So that is also another free pattern. Go to Daisy Cottage blog and you can get that pattern for free. Last week I had started a pair of mittens, so those mittens have been finished. Here is what they look like. This would be for a child about 10 years old. And I can't remember where I got that pattern, but I'll try to figure that out and then mention it on another podcast. Okay, so that's it for my finished objects for this 2 weeks. Let's jump into WIPs, works in progress, and pretty much it's of course, you know my hats. I've got hats on the go. I've got washcloths on the go, and my preemie items as well. But I do have some socks on the needles. I was doing some cleaning up in my yarn area, my studio as I refer to it. It just sounds so cool. And I did come across a couple of bags of socks that I had started that are needing the second pair. So here is one. This is really true to color. It is some Christmas color socks. This is a shorty, and so I'll be making the second sock to go with that. And then I have another sock. This is the sock that's pretty much finished, but I have to graft the toes. And so I have the second sock already started. Now what's really nice about this yarn, this yarn came all the way from Ireland. My daughter went to a wedding in Ireland about a year ago, and she came across a cute little yarn shop and went in and brought back some yarn. So she wanted a pair of socks made, and that is my first real pair. I made little shorty socks before, but with this yarn from Ireland, I made her a pair of socks, and did they ever turn out nice. And so I've been hooked on socks ever since then. So really, I've only been making socks for about a year, but I've made numerous pairs. I like that yarn so much, I ended up going to their website and I ordered some for delivery. And that's really when I started getting hooked on sock yarn, is when I got my orders from Ireland. Who knew I could order even more sock yarn in the States? So I've been getting sock yarn pretty much internationally between Ireland and Canada and England. So I do have a good little stash for sock yarn. But this sock yarn is Townhouse Yarns. Here is the label. It is Claridon sock. It's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. And it's hand dyed in Ireland. And it is so soft and it is just beautiful. Another project I'm working on, I'm starting to get ready for the holiday season, and I want to have some decorations. So I am working on a wreath. I don't have very much done, but this is a free pattern. It is a crocheted snowball wreath by Repeat Crafter Me. And I've seen a lot of her patterns and I really like them. This is a Christmas wreath that I'm starting to work on. So right now all I have done is the covering for the wreath form, and she also has a really cute Thanksgiving one with a turkey with leaves or feathers that looks really cute in the fall colors. So I think I'm going to get the supplies and start working on that as well. This is the part where we would jump in and start talking about acquisitions. Well, for these past 2 weeks, I have absolutely no acquisitions. I've not gone out to buy yarn. I haven't received any in the mail, and I haven't bought any craft supplies. So I do have a pretty good stash, and while I'm making all these hats, I'm trying to use up a lot of the yarn that I have. But when I run out of the girly stuff, I'm going to go buy more. And for my hats, just to explain the hats again that I make, this one's a boy hat. But what I do is these hats will fit like from a toddler up to 12 years old. I use a size 6mm needle. I cast on 60 stitches, and then I do a 2x2 ribbing for about 8 rows. And then I do stockinette stitch. I use round needles and or circular needles, and I just knit another 34 rows. Then for my decreased rows, I knit 2 together all the way around, knit 1 row, knit 2 together all the way around, and knit the last row. And you have, I think it's 15 stitches left, 5 stitches on each needle. And I just thread my yarn through those stitches and pull tight and then sew it into the inside of the hat. And for the smaller children, you can roll up the brim of the hat and it looks really cute. And then as the child gets bigger, just unroll the brim and it'll fit. It fits all the elementary school children. So that's my hat. I've used numerous patterns, and I've taken a little bit from one pattern, a little bit from another pattern, and came up with my own rendition of the child's hat. So I do have some exciting news. Not sure if you all are familiar with the Canadian crocheter. Debbie has her podcast. She has reached over 1,000 subscribers and had a giveaway. So of course I entered that giveaway and I'm so excited I won her giveaway. She videotaped an episode where she showed what she was giving away, and oh my goodness, it is a monster box of 20 balls of Canadian yarn. So that should be on its way to me, and when I do get that, that'll be one fantastic acquisition that I will show you during one of my podcasts. So I'm really excited for that. Thank you, Debbie, with the Canadian Crocheter. I'm just anxiously awaiting my little prize. It was very generous of you. So I'll show you all that when it comes. Another exciting thing that's starting to happen here is our Elks Lodge in Harlingen. They are going to start having indoor market days, which is really kind of nice because we have market days the first Saturday of every month, but it's outdoors and it's really a very nice market days, but it is just so hot for me. I really don't like wandering the streets and in the sun and in the heat. So the Elks Lodge is starting to host a indoor market days. They are charging only $10 for the spot, which includes a table and chairs. And we can set up the night before or the morning of. And it's going to be about the fourth Saturday of every month. Of course, that'll be altered during the holiday seasons. Maybe the third Saturday. But they are starting this not today, but next Saturday to have that. So I have gotten my spot, and I will be taking some items to try and sell there. So some of the items, I don't have everything here to show you right now, but I'll show you some of the items that I'll have on my table for sale. This is my Mimi's Cuddler. It has safety eyes, safety nose, little pom-pom for the tail. I do make crocheted slippers. This is made holding 2 strands of yarn together throughout, so they are nice and thick and cushy. I make the kitchen towels with the towel toppers. So here I crochet the towel toppers, and what I've done, I've used again a number of different patterns for this, and I crochet my own button, the flower for the button, and then the little loop goes over the button, and this is the part that you would wrap around your oven door or your drawer handle. I am going to be taking some coaster sets. I need to thread in the tails there, and of course my spa sets that I've showed numerous times, the washcloths with the soap, and I have a few other things that I'll be taking. So I'm really kind of excited for that. I'd like to try and start selling some of my items. I'll take some hats and see if any hats go over well. And anyways, that's next Saturday. My daughter is going to make some bath bombs and sit with me and try and sell her bath bombs, which are really fun. And I guess that's it. So, like I said, this will be a fairly short episode. I hope you're having a really nice weekend. Please do not forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and welcome to new viewers again. And thank you for the returning viewers for your support. I really appreciate it. We are starting to grow slowly, but we are growing. And please don't forget to show kindness, spread kindness. Happy yarning. Bye-bye.